I'm back! This week's games were due to be played between week 12, which was Princess Tomato, Toe Jam and Earl and Blaster Master, and week 13, which will be Battletoads, Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario 3. First up, let's take a trip under the sea. The Little Mermaid was an excellent animated movie, and thanks to the help of Alan Menken, Howard Ashman and the whole Disney crew, managed to completely revive the animation industry in the late 80s. 5 years ago it became a Broadway musical, and there's also been a sequel... Wait, no there hasn't. This doesn't exist. Back in 1991 there was also a video game made by Capcom. It was a bit late to the party, arriving 2 years after the film, but whatever, better late than never, right? Right? So let's talk a little about Capcom and Disney. Back in the 80s and 90s, Capcom had a deal with Disney to make all of their Nintendo tie-in games. I did skip quite a few Disney titles in the original year of retro gaming, so you'll see me play through quite a few of them to catch up in the near future. So, on to The Little Mermaid. Check out this story. Ariel, Princess of the Sea, fell in love with Eric at first sight. She asked Ursula to make her human so she could meet him. He fell in love with her too and planned to marry her. Okay, simplified things a bit, but fair enough. Then one day, Sebastian, Flounder and Scuttle came to see Ariel in a big hurry. They explained that Ursula had cast a spell over the fish of the sea so that they would have to do what she wanted. If she wasn't stopped, she would probably take over the whole sea. Wait, that wasn't in the movie. Ariel decided to go to Ursula's castle to try and release the fish from Ursula's spell. She explained to Eric that she was a mermaid and a princess of the sea and that she must try to save her friends. Wait, what? Why the face? Okay, so I'm all for inventing a new story arc for the game, but this is just spasmastic. Ariel just tells Eric that she's a mermaid? What about the fact that she had no voice box at this point of the story? She can't even talk! Eric tried to convince her not to go, but she turned back into a mermaid, dove into the sea and began to swim towards Ursula's castle. What? How? If she had the power to do that, she wouldn't have needed Ursula's help in the first place. This plot is just an entire swimming pool full of stupid, but whatever, it's just a Nintendo game. It's okay. So, apart from Ariel's hair, which is now a shocking pink, the game does a relatively good job of looking like the animated film. Ariel swims around and she can attack either by flicking bubbles with her tail or picking stuff up and throwing it at the enemies. As you can see here, she's pretty useless out of water. Well gee Ariel, since you can apparently turn yourself in and out of mermaid form, why not just do it on the fly? Huh? Huh? That's because you can't. And it didn't take very long before I realised how easy this game is, like really easy. Like most levels you can just bypass any obstacles by swimming right past them. I think it's pretty clear this game was made for a very young audience, and potentially even girls. I know, very strange concept, but there were rumours in 1991 that girls actually played video games. It was fairly unsubstantiated information, but this game does have a whole lot of pink, I'll say that much. So The Little Mermaid is short, it's easy, and it's pink. So a waste of time, right? Well, no. Apart from these things, I couldn't help but enjoy it. It's actually fun to play. And since you could probably finish it in, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, there's definitely incentive to play it through again. Call me crazy, but I'm going to say it stands. You're crazy! By the way, there was also a Mega Drive version which I attempted to play. You can choose to be Ariel or King Triton in that one. I suppose they wanted to give the boys a character that they'd want to play. But... my ears! Nope, this game isn't good. It's like a really bad version of Echo the Dolphin with what is possibly the Mega Drive's worst music. Forget it. Stick to Capcom's version instead, even though it is less colourful and more pink. Now for Battle of Olympus. This game was suggested to me by Greek mythology is always fun in video games, isn't it? This game arrived ridiculously late over in the poor old PAL regions. By the time we got to play it in September of 1991, it had already been around in Japan for 3.5 years. Isn't that just insane? Now, you're not alone if you're thinking this game looks scarily familiar. Yes, Battle of Olympus is unashamedly a Zelda 2 clone. It was made by Broderbund, whose most notable franchise was Carmen Sandiego. Well, we're going to learn a little bit of Greek geography today. Are you ready? The general run-of-the-mill gameplay is very reminiscent of Zelda. You visit towns, go into houses to get cryptic clues from the locals, although there's no pretty young ladies to mysteriously replenish your health here. And you've got your stabby weapon, etc, etc, etc. In this game, the gods reside in their own temples, and when you visit them... Wait a second? Is that Johann Sebastian's Toccata and Fugue? Jeez, way to rip off royalty-free music, Broderbund. The game can get pretty darn grindy, especially if you're trying to save up enough of these red jewels to buy stuff. Apparently they're olives. And if you die, you lose half of your olives and you have to collect them all over again. That's not nice. Grinding like this wouldn't be so bad if the enemies weren't so hellishly evil. I swear, I have never seen 8-bit enemies so relentlessly aggressive with the most infuriating and erratic patterns. You know how some games are really difficult because they're full of brain-bending puzzles or tricky strategies? None of that here. This game is difficult just because you can be dead in a matter of seconds from the tiniest, most annoying little... That's not to say that the rest of the game is a cakewalk. It's all very, very open-ended right from the start, and if you don't have some kind of guide leading the way, it's likely that you'll have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. Thank goodness for passwords, because I don't think you could ever finish this in one sitting. Generally, Battle of Olympus is pretty good, and for players who want an old-school challenge in a lengthy and complex quest, I'd say go for it. Thanks to the scream-inducing enemy patterns and the directional structure though, I can't say this game stands the test of time, so it sits. And there you have it, folks. Stay cool until I catch up with some more games. There might be a familiar face or two in the next video. Watch this space. Peace out.